Now I've been happy lately, thinking about the good things to come, and I believe it could be something good has begun. Oh, I've been smiling lately, dreaming about the world as one, and I believe it could be someday it's gonna come. 'Cause out on the edge of darkness there rides a peace train. Oh, peace train, take this country, come take me home again. Now I've been smiling lately, thinking about the good things to come, and I believe it could be something good has begun. Oh, peace train sounding louder, glide on the peace train. Ooh, come on the peace train. Yes, peace train, a holy roller. Everybody jump on the peace train. Ooh, come on the peace train. Well, get your bags together, go bring your good friends too. Now God's getting nearer, it soon will be with you. Now come and join the living, it's not so far from you, and it's getting nearer, soon all it will be true. Oh, peace train sounding louder, glide on the peace train. Ooh, come on the peace train. Yeah, peace train, a holy roller. Everyone jump on the peace train. Ooh, ooh, yeah. Come on the peace train. Now I've been crying lately, thinking about the world as one. Why must we go on hating? Why can't we live as one? 'Cause out on the edge of darkness there lies a peace train. Oh, peace train, take this country, come take me home again. Yeah, the peace train is sounding louder, everyone jump on the peace train. Ooh, come on the peace train. Yeah, peace train, a holy roller. Everyone jump on the peace train. Ooh, come on the peace train. Ooh, come on the peace train. All right. Are we ready to go? Yep.
Good morning, everyone, once again. We'll start off with a few announcements. Right after service today, our own Jim Soul is going to be doing a one-day workshop on create a God of your understanding. 30 minutes. In 30 minutes, you're going to have some new wisdom flow into your body thanks to Jim. So if you're interested in that, stick around. It's 11:30 after service today. Tina Danielson, you're here, right, Tina? So Tina's going to do a Reiki class coming up. So let's hear from Tina and let her talk about it a little.
I'm scared I'm going to fall off this thing. All right, so Reverend Ken is always trying to expand the services and education that we give to each other and to the community. And so he had this inspiration that we've been giving Reiki for over 10 years here at the center. So why not have a Reiki class? So those of you that haven't learned it can learn Reiki for yourself. And so I wanted to give you just a little bit of background on it. Reiki comes from two Japanese words that together translate into universal life force. There has been translation from the early 1900s of the person that discovered it. We talk about, how Moses was giving the burning bush and how God has helped us along the way by giving us guides and giving us people the Ten Commandments, the guiding star to the wise men, even the Torah, the Quran, and even Ernest Holmes' insight on what he wanted to put into his books and teachings. Well, this was a gentleman by the name of, and I don't speak Japanese. Let's just say his last name was Yusui. First name, can't pronounce. And he discovered it after meditating and meditating and meditating, and then just gave up, went down the hill, stubbed his toe, put his hands on his toe, and was able to heal the pain. And he's like, okay, what is this? And then asked for downloads and insight on how do I put this into a format that others can learn this as well. That's the origin of Reiki. So as far as a definition, or when we translated it to the United States of someone in Hawaii by the name of Takata, what she wrote is, I believe there exists one supreme being, the absolute infinite, a dynamic force that governs the world and the universe. It is an unseen spiritual power that vibrates, and all other powers fade into insignificance beside it. So therefore it is absolute. Being a universal force from the great divine spirit, it belongs to all who seek and desire to learn the art of healing. I will call this Reiki. Now that does not go that far from what our beliefs are. But learning it for yourself helps you heal yourself and heal your friends and your animals. So learning it for yourself has a lot of benefits, and it brings insights and intuition the more you connect, because it is all about connecting to source. So there are going to be 2 classes because it's usually a full day workshop, so we're going to break it up. And the 22nd of June and 29th of June, it will be offered here from 12 to 3. CSL is sponsoring it. This is normally about $225 to get your Reiki 1 certification. It's only going to be $150. So thank Ken for that. And it includes your books, it includes attunement and Reiki 1 certification. So it's in the e-blessings. There will be a flyer out front. You can contact Mike, Ken, or myself if you're interested in signing up, and there will be a sign-up sheet out front. So anyone with even just curiosity, take the class and see what you can do for yourself. Thank you.
Thank you, Tina. And I think it's a short day for announcements. That's all we have for announcements. So I'm going to take just a moment then to say, everybody send their healing prayers and Reiki through the Ethernet or however you send it over distance for Reverend Ken to feel better. He's missing his conference of ministers that he was going to go to this weekend because he's not feeling well. So send that healing energy to Ken. And so now we'll start our service. Don, and I forget your compadre's name. Nate, because I think I've heard Ken call him a few different things. Dog, okay. All righty.
I forgot all about that. Yeah, man. Taking it day by day. This is a song called Taking It Day by Day. know, I process a great deal of, I always have, of my walking around this planet through songs. And this was, you know, based on just reminding myself when a certain difficult situation appeared. It was kind of like listening to the quiet. And also, I think I'll just sing the song. One, two.
No telling what may appear on the horizon. Ain't no reason to fear taking it day by day. No telling what you might hear could be surprising, but my position's clear. I'm taking it day by day. I lift up my voice and sing it out, haul in the mainsail and bring it about. I keep believing that life is sweet and it's yours for the taking, and you'll never miss a beat. You'll be taking it day by day. And under a bright blue sky, faith lies unshaken. You're happy and so am I, to be taking it day by day. I lift up my voice and sing it out. I set a new course and bring it about. I keep believing that life is sweet and it's yours for the taking, and you'll never miss a beat. You'll be taking it day by day. And under a bright blue sky, hope lies unshaken. You're happy and so am I, to be taking it day by day. Ooh. So lift up your voices and sing it out. Set a new course and bring her about. Keep believing that life is sweet and it's yours for the taking, and you'll never miss a beat. You'll be taking it day by day. And under a bright blue sky, hope lies unshaken. You're happy and so am I, to be taking it day by day. We be taking it day by day. We be taking it day by day.
Thank you, Don and Doug and Nate and
A trio.
the trio, yes. All righty, now we're going to ask Nick Blakely to come up and give some words of wisdom to us. Thank you very much, Nick.
Good morning, everyone. I know this looks like a lot, but 20 minutes, I'll be finished with it. No problem. Don't worry about it. Well, this morning on the way over here, I was just reminded of how important it is to get centered every day and to pray every day. And I had something that I wanted to read, and I'm sure a lot of you have heard it before, but it is very meaningful for me, especially the first couple of lines. As I was driving this morning, tailgated, people speeding, You know, the feeling of you want to get into it. Somehow that energy, you want to get into it. And every day I work at that knee-jerk reaction. Let it go. Be at peace. Don't get involved with what others are doing. Be very conscious of where my thoughts are. And that's why I wanted to read this poem. It was written in 1923. It's called Desiderata. Go placidly amid the noise and haste, and remember what peace there is in silence. As far as possible, without surrender, be on good terms with all persons. Speak your truth quietly and clearly, and listen to others, even to the dull and ignorant, for they too have their story. Avoid loud and aggressive persons, they are vexations to the soul. If you compare yourself with others, you may become vain or bitter, for always there will be better and worse persons than yourself. Enjoy your achievements as well as your plans. Keep interested in your own career, however humble. It is a real possession in the changing fortunes of time. Exercise caution in your business affairs, for the world is full of trickery, but let this not blind you to what virtue there is. Many people strive for high ideals, and everywhere life is full of heroism. Be yourself. Do not feign affection, neither be cynical about love, for in the face of all aridity and disenchantment, it is as perennial as the grass. Take kindly for the counsel of the years, gracefully surrendering the things of youth. Nurture strength of spirit to shield you in sudden misfortune. But do not distress yourself with dark imaginings. Many fears are born of fatigue and loneliness. Beyond a wholesome discipline, be gentle with yourself. You are a child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. You have a right to be here. And whether it or not it is clear to you, no doubt the universe is unfolding as it should. Therefore, be at peace. Be at peace with God. Whatever you conceive him to be, and whatever your labors and aspirations, in the noisy confusion of life, keep peace in your soul. With all its sham, drudgery, and broken dreams, it is still a beautiful world to be in. Be cheerful. Strive to be happy. Max Ehrlichman, 1927. Thank you. Thank you for being here. You just want to close your eyes if you want and just take a nice deep breath and be thankful in this sanctuary that the Spirit is moving through us, moving through the internet, all the people that are here. And we say God is all, both visible and invisible. One presence, one mind, one power is all. This one that is all is perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. I am an individualized expression of God. I am ever one with this perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. I realize that whether I know it or not, God is working through me. My prayers, even though unsaid, have already been answered. I release this to the mind of God, and I give thanks. And so it is.
Thank you, Nick. So one of the things I like about coming to CSL is we seem to gather wisdom and knowledge from all different places, all different religions, all different spiritual components of the world. And today we're blessed to have someone who's been offering us help and guidance on our journey to enlightenment. She's been teaching a class here on Thursdays. I think it's probably getting close to being done, but I'm sure down the road she'll be teaching some more classes. But I'd love everyone to give Swati Radhikananda a warm, warm welcome. Thank you, Swamini.
Thank you all. And I thank Reverend Ken for inviting me here today. It's really an honor and a joy. It's always a joy to be with this community. And beautiful songs, beautiful poetry, very inspiring. So thank you all. I was going to give one joke that usually, you know, in the Hindu tradition, the teacher is usually sitting still. Now I get to move about like a preacher. So this is my chance. No. So I'll start with just 4 lines of a Sanskrit invocation, which is traditional for us to do before spiritual talk or spiritual teaching. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So, I thought of telling you all a story today. An ancient story from the ancient Indian scriptures. This one is particularly from the Puranas. And at first it may sound like a simple children's story, you know, of between good and evil and all that. But when we see the deeper, subtle, symbolic meaning in this story, then we understand how it relates with outer life, everything going on in the world around us since the beginning of time till now, and everything that all of that is mirroring just what is going on within each of us. So the story is called The Churning of the Milky Ocean. Now, there are, in other realms, these devas, called devas, celestial beings, and they have all these wonderful, noble, pure qualities, you know, like honesty, compassion, cheerfulness, love of God, etc. Humility. And then there were they're called asuras in Sanskrit, demons, right? Can I use the word asuras, though? Because, and they have the opposite qualities. You know, hunger for power and wealth, and they're full of anger and hatred and vanity, etc., pride. So the devas and the asuras were constantly at battle with each other. Now, the devas, the noble ones, had been winning these battles until the head of the devas, Indra, the god with a small g, celestial being Indra, got very proud of his success and power and wealth. And one day he insulted a great sage because he was given a garland by a great sage. And Indra said, what is that to me? Right? Then, because of that action which was expressing not the Devic qualities, but the Asuric qualities of pride, etc., arrogance, the Devas lost their powers. And they began losing all these battles. Now, they were getting very worried. Why is this happening? And so they all went to the Supreme. Now, in this story, Vishnu means that which is all-pervading, that which the poetry was talking about, that which is the all-powerful, the immortal, the beginningless, endless consciousness, existence. And so all the devatas, who represent our noble higher qualities, had to go to the highest, the supreme, to find out, what do we do now? So the Lord Vishnu told them several things, he said. First, you have to be accommodating to the asuras. Don't have enmity or hatred towards them. Right? Then he said, you have to engage together, invite them to work together with you to churn the milky ocean. Now, it is said that just like there's an ocean of salt water on this earth, in other realms, there are also whole bodies of other fluids, liquids like milk. So there is this milky ocean. Of course, this milky ocean especially represents within our heart that ocean, because milk represents love. So the ocean of love, of joy within our hearts, that infinite ocean of love. And so Lord Vishnu said, now you have to engage the asuras in churning this vast milky ocean in order to get the nectar of immortality. It's called Amrit. Nectar of immortality. What that represents, again, is that is our true nature. All right? But they had lost sight of that. Now, he said, when you begin this churning process with them, do not fear the poison that will come out first. Don't fear. And when nice, goody things come out of the ocean, don't insist on possessing those. If the asuras want them, let them take them. Right? And finally, remember me, the highest. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, in the midst of all your actions and the churning. Okay? So, the Devas agreed because they wanted that nectar of immortality. Right? So, they went to the Asuras and convinced them to work with them because, of course, the Asuras want that also, right? Of course, their idea of what the nectar of immortality was something different. But everybody wants it. So now they were told to bring this, it was called the Mandara mountain, a huge, huge mountain. They had to bring it to the ocean. And like, is it Don's song? That faith that is, what was the word that you used? Unshaken. So that mountain represents unshakable faith, unshakable hope, trust in that. And this churning is ultimately our seeking for that realization, God realization, right? Within us. So they tried to bring this huge, huge mountain, and the weight was so heavy that it started crushing many of the devas and asuras. Now, so Vishnu came, and he just looks at them, at the devas. And by his mere look, they were healed and given strength again. So they continued taking the mountain to the ocean of milk. Now, they began this churning. And what did they churn with? Vasuki was a heavenly serpent. Huge, huge, immense serpent. Okay? And Vasuki agreed to be the churning rod. Right? And wrapped around the mountain, and both sides were churning back and forth, this struggle. Now, Vasuki, actually the demons, the asuras, said, wait a minute, we don't want to be at the tail of the serpent. That's not very, Doesn't sound very good. We deserve better. And so the Asuras demanded that they get to be at the head of the serpent, and the Devas have to go to the tail. Now, they got what they wanted, but as this churning kept going, Vasuki was being heated up, right? And this fumes of heat and poison were coming out of his mouth, and therefore, so the very position that the Asuras demanded to be in was actually a detriment for them. Okay, so they continue churning. Now, what happens if you're doing that, but there's nothing holding down that mountain? It started rising up into the air. One thing this represents here is when we're doing our spiritual practice, someone may have a very enlightening experience out of the blue, right? But if there's not that anchor of faith in God, something higher than my own mind, okay, then a person can, feel very elated, but not have that anchor in life. So, Vishnu himself came on his divine eagle and sat upon the mountain to hold it down. Okay? So, Vishnu brought that stability. Now, as they kept churning, another thing happened. Now the mountain began sinking in the ocean. What were they going to do? So they call out to the Lord. Lord Vishnu comes now as this, it's called an avatar, Kurma avatar. He was a giant sea tortoise. Comes in the form of this giant sea tortoise and goes underneath the mountain to hold it up. Like a tortoise, if it senses danger or anything, it can immediately withdraw itself, right? So that tortoise also represents that power within us to withdraw our senses in order to have control of our mind, right? But of course, ads for potato chips are just the opposite, You can't eat just one. See. Anyway, these are aspects of spiritual practice. So Lord himself becomes the substratum, the basis of this churning. Now, like all Indian stories, there's a zillion details, and it goes on and on and on. But I'm trying to condense it here. And then we'll see all these important factors, symbolism in it. Now, they continue churning, and the first thing that comes out of the ocean is this terrible poison. And just like poisonous fumes, even just smelling them, they can be fatal. That was this type of poison. And so all the Devas and Asuras run to, if you've heard of Lord Shiva, he's usually seen in a meditation pose. Actually, I think there was a picture of him in one form here. And they ask him to help. Lord Shiva drinks the poison. This is a cosmic poison. He drinks it, but he doesn't swallow it. And therefore, since then, his neck is said to be blue. And the meaning there is that as we progress on the spiritual path, then wisdom helps us to, bitter things come to us in life that we have to drink. We can't avoid some of these bitter things in life, but I have the choice to either swallow it and become bitter, or I can become better. And that blue-necked Shiva means that even those sufferings, difficulties we go through, if we can transform them to become better, they become an ornament. Those very experiences become an ornament in our life and to others, right? We can share that with others and help others. So that was the first thing that came out of the ocean. Now, then they kept going. They kept churning and churning. And many, many beautiful, wonderful things started coming out. And by the way, the poison coming out first represents that when we begin prayer, meditation, especially meditation, and the mind is trying to be quiet, what comes up first? It's all the other stuff, right? And memories of way past and what he said to me and she said to me and what they did and I did, and right? All those poisonous-like things that come to disturb the mind, right? But then if we can transform them like Lord Shiva and become better. Now, our spiritual progress, our spiritual churning goes on, right? Between what? My higher qualities, tendencies, and my other lower ones, we can say, or unhelpful ones. Maybe they were helpful up till now, right, in our life. But then we have to transform them. So these beautiful things come out, and the asuras are allowed to take what they want. The devas get some things too, if the asuras don't want them, right? Now, they keep this churning. And Vishnu, because he sees that they're all getting exhausted and tired, right? Sometimes we get exhausted or tired in our spiritual practice. It's like, oh my gosh, how long do I have to do this? Or, I've been trying, but I'm just not changing, et cetera, right? Now, Vishnu came, and he became the strength in both the devas and the asuras. He was a strength even in the asuras. Okay. And so he gets, in fact, he takes a form and is at the head of both parties as they're doing this tug of war or churning with Vasuki, the snake. And the snake, again, represents our thinking, reflection on the truth, reflection on our experiences. Trying to understand. And by that, see, the negative forces are diminishing. Now, finally, this great, beautiful form arises from the Milky Ocean. His name is Dhanvantari. And he is said to be the originator of Ayurveda. And he arises out of the ocean with this pot of nectar of immortality. He represents that mind that has been purified of all the negative tendencies. And he's holding that pot, and zoom, one of the asuras runs and steals it. And then the devas think, what are we going to do now? And you know what Vishnu does? He changes himself into a beautiful, beautiful woman, Mohini. And she comes, swaying into the group. And she, as the asuras, of course, they're immediately, wow, right? They're attracted by her. And she says, give me that pot. Whatever she said. And they say, whatever you say. And so she takes the pot of nectar and she tells them now, all you devas line up on this side and all you asuras line up on that side, and I will, tip the pot and give you all this nectar of immortality. And the devas are told, don't say a thing. Don't say a thing. And as she's going through the line, she's looking and smiling at the asuras, whichever side. She's looking at them, ignoring the devas, apparently ignoring. She's moving amongst the asuras, smiling at them, and they're all gaggling at her. So their attention is on that outer beauty. Meanwhile, Mohini has the pot of nectar, and she is dipping it into the mouths of the devas. And the asuras are not noticing at all. Until all the devas get the nectar of immortality. Then there's another part of the story but the asuras don't get any. So now the devas have gotten that nectar of immortality, and then they all disperse. When the battles start happening again between the devas and asuras, the devas have all the strength. So this story, sometimes it's easier to remember, these images. It's all describing, is it not describing everything going on in the outer world around us? This tug of war between politically, socially, right? One certain party tries to trick, deceive, spread illusions, right? I mean, this is a timeless thing. It's not just now, it's from beginning of history. It's the same story. So, for me, in understanding the outside world and how to relate to that, is understanding that this is a churning. This is an eternal churning that goes on in the world, and we're here, in fact, because in order to attaining that God realization, self-realization of our immortality, our immortal nature, all bliss, all consciousness, light, existence. And the struggles that come to us in life are this churning going on. But that churning is really what is happening within me, right? Each of us. And so to have that stability, that mountain, that anchor of faith and hope in the highest, and look at the ending here, and now I'll finish, is that one realizes finally that divinity, that one divine reality itself has become our strength, is the substratum of existence, is what keeps everything in balance. That's also the meaning of Vishnu. Keeps everything in balance, gives us the strength to continue that struggle until all the ignorance, spiritual ignorance, and negativities have been let go of, and we gain that realization, that nectar of immortality, Amrit. So I hope this story has some meaning for you all. Thank you. Thank you.
Nate and Dot.
Nice story. I always return to this in this room, and hopefully in general in my life. This is my vehicle to the nectar. Raise my voice. I like being here.
Well, there's a sacred tune that dwells inside of me. I've heard it in the mountains, I've heard it by the sea. It calls us all together, the many and the one. It's been around forever and never goes unsung. It's the sum of all that's true, and all I've got to do is raise my voice and sing. Well, it echoes in the canyons, whispers in the trees. It fills my heart with gladness, it resonates in me. It's the sound of angels passing, zephyrs high above, an answer to my asking for just a little bit of love to help me make it through. And all I've got to do is raise my voice and sing. Hallelujah, Hare Ram, Waheguru, Satnam, Kyrie, Okahe, Namaste, Amen. And that sacred tune, so clarion, so clear, resounds across the ages for everyone to hear. It doesn't need a venue, and it doesn't need a band. You just open up and then you may come to understand that it's ancient yet it's new, and all we've got to do is raise our voice and sing. Alleluia, Hare Ram, Waheguru, Satnam, Kyrie, Okahe, Namaste, Amen. Hallelujah, Hare Ram, Waheguru, Satnam, Kyrie, Okahe, Namaste, Amen. Yeah, there's a sacred tune that dwells inside of me.
I could speak for all of us. We love you guys being here too, believe me. So now it's time to support ourselves and support the community. And as Reverend Ken always says, there's multiple ways. We always give 3 examples. One is through your prayer work. And as I said earlier, send extra prayers out for Reverend Ken. And I think Tom's not feeling well either, so they're both miserable together. So send your healing prayers to both of them, if you would. The other way is volunteerism. We love it. We need it. So anyone is interested in volunteering for anything, any ideas, come see me, come see any board members, come see Reverend Ken, see the ushers, the greeters at the door. We'll help get you to the right people. So volunteer work. And the other way, of course, is cash. Unfortunately, the electric company doesn't take prayers in payment for the electric bill. So cash is always good. So if you would join me and put your hand over your heart and join me in this prayer. I live in a universe of abundance as I freely and joyfully give. I join in the divine flow, and all I share with life returns to me multiplied abundantly. We thank you for your generosity.
This is the only song that I know that Charlie Chaplin wrote. Smile though your heart is aching, smile even though it's breaking. Though there are clouds in the sky, you'll get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile, and maybe tomorrow you'll see the sun come shining through for you. Light up your face with gladness, hide every trace of sadness. Although a tear may be ever so near, that's the time you must keep on trying. Smile, what's the use of crying? You'll find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile. Smile though your heart is aching, smile even though it's breaking. Though there are clouds in the sky, you get by if you smile through your fear and sorrow. Smile, and maybe tomorrow you'll see the sun come shining through for you, for you. Light up your face with gladness, hide every trace of sadness. Although a tear may be ever so near, that's the time you must keep on trying. Smile, what's the use of crying? You'll find that life is so worthwhile if you just smile. So keep on smiling.
So I've heard that many times, but I didn't know that was Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. All righty. Well, we're going to start wrapping it up here. I want to thank Swamini Radhikananda for her wonderful words of wisdom. And we're going to ask Nick to come up one more time and give us a final blessing.
Thank you for the music. Extra bonus for me is I get a guitar lesson, I get a voice lesson, and a subtle piano lesson. I'm serious. I listen to them. I think they're great. And I want to thank Ken for asking me to come up here and do the service today. It's really been an honor. A little bit concerned because I did Elvis for the talent show, and I was a little worried Ken might think I might go rogue. But not to worry, Ken, I wish you a very speedy healing. And I want to thank you. Thank you very much. I especially like the lesson today. In my heart, I was a member of Self-Realization Fellowship for 12 years with Paramahansa Yogananda, and so it's very meaningful to hear those words. Paramahansa Yogananda, in his writings, he talked about the sweetness of God, and that's always been so dear to me, is experiencing the sweet spirit of life. So I encourage you to find sweetness in your life somewhere and enjoy it. Just a couple of words from Whispers from Eternity from Paramahansa Yogananda. Today I humble myself before the presence of God, before the presence of love. Nothing to do, just being, just savoring the intimate connection with the divine, just experiencing the blessings of the moment. The depth of life rises to the surface, and I am gifted with more grace than I can ever imagine. So I want to give thanks today for the service. It's always enlightening, always encouraging, always uplifting. Thank you, David and Miles, for being there, putting this together. Thank you for the music. Just so uplifting. Thank you for being here. And thank you for I wanted to mention that I had these churnings. I have 2 churnings. One is for the churning of life. The other is the churning in my stomach, waiting for the hospitality. So it won't be long before I'm out there enjoying it. And thank you for putting that hospitality together. So I'd like to leave you with this thought. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And so it is.
There's a reason for the sunshine sky, and there's a reason why I'm feeling so high. Must be the season when the love light shines all around us. So let that feeling grab you deep inside and send you reeling where your love can't hide. Must be the season when that love light shines all around us. Just let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show, and you'll know what I mean. It's the season. Oh, let your love fly like a bird on the wing, and let your love bind you to all living things, and let your love show, and you know what I mean. It's the season. So let that wonder take you into space and lay you under its loving embrace, and feel the thunder as it warms your face. It's the season. Hey, let your love show like a mountain stream, and let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show, and you'll know what I mean. It's the season. It's the season. It's the season. Let your love fly like a bird on the wing, and let your love bind you to all living things, and let your love shine, and you'll know what I mean. It's the season. It's the season to let your love show like a mountain stream, and let your love grow with the smallest of things, and let your love shine, and you'll know what I mean. It's the season. It's the season to let your love show.
See y'all.